Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today recapping our Week 7 loss against the New Orleans Saints. So, where to start with this one? This was bad. Look, I mean, it's nothing for me that's surprising out of all the things that I've, talked about and that I've seen from the team. But I would say I was shocked about the fair weather fans. I mean, I personally think most fan bases are the same, and so everybody's got them. But it was not fun to see so many Bears fans jumping ship today. You just heard the splashes in the water throughout the game as one by one people were trashing Trubisky, then trashing Nagy, then trashing the defense. It's just like, man, it's funny. And what I mean by fair weather is not like, oh, when we're winning, you're happy, or, you're around. When we're losing, you're not. Because as we all know, I'm perfectly fine with criticizing the team if there's something to criticize. Being a good fan or a great fan or a loyal fan doesn't mean just being happy all the time despite what's happening. But I tell you what about fair weather fans that don't listen when we're winning. When we're winning, they want to block out any type of criticism, any type of dialogue. And then as soon as we lose, they want to turn 180 and start trashing everybody and block out any positives. And so those are the fair weather fans, because there's a lot of dialogue that's been happening since last year. And so this is what I talk about. When you talk about what weaknesses, when you project and you talk about what different things you see in the team that could affect us in the future, and you hear people saying, shut up and just be happy we won. You're so negative. Just be happy we won tonight. Those are the fair weather fans. So there's some real fans out there, though, that I definitely appreciate can have real dialogue. Nathan 75, comes to mind. Been one of the long time guys that can have a logical dialogue. So I appreciate all those people out there that can be real about things. So with that being said, we know what the score says. It's not indicative of what actually happened in the game. It was very tough. So starting with the offense, straight off the back, I'm going to give a grade of F. I mean, there's nothing else you can give that. And you know what? It sucks because I wouldn't even put it on the whole team. It's on Trubisky. And there's a little bit of Matt Nagy because this was not a well-called game throughout the first three quarters. Not at all. But I would definitely say it's on Trubisky because the offensive line is the same, but Rashard Coward came in, and while he wasn't amazing, he definitely wasn't a weak link. I didn't have any major issues with him, and I was watching him pretty intently. Again, the receivers, there was a couple drops, Burden and stuff, but for the most part, again, it's just really Mitch Trubisky being able to deliver the ball accurately and making good decisions. That's what it comes down to. And I'm still on the side of always, let me wait and see the tape. I don't have the tape, so unfortunately I couldn't tell you with 100% conviction about Trubisky. But I've made my thoughts clear this whole season. I felt like he regressed, and then not too long ago I said I felt like he just does not read the field. And so not as in doesn't have the ability at one point, but he doesn't do it anymore. Doesn't do it well. And so I think you've seen just a complete 180 where he came in wanting to be a backup, protect the ball. Now he's turned into being pushed into the limelight and pressured to make points and plays, and he's not responding well. So, yeah. I know we had a fumble by Montgomery and everything. The run game's not good. But at the end of the day, Trubisky just really showed poorly today, even with the garbage time stuff he was able to do. And then on the defensive side, I give them a D+. They weren't good either. Not great, I should say. They started off pretty strong. And Yeah, that run defense, and I'm glad I haven't heard it a lot, but for the people that want to sit here and try to call Akeem Hicks' name, that's just one dude. One dude can make a difference, but that is not the case. It's been that way for a while. I've been talking about this. The run defense. It's not that we're bad in run defense. Again, it's just um, certain type of philosophies and certain type of schemes that we're not strong against. And we don't have downhill linebackers. We got chase linebackers. Most of the league is chase linebackers. We don't have guys that can come off blocks. We don't have guys that play behind the line of scrimmage. It's just what it is. And so when they able to seal the first level, the second level is zero help to us. I mean, especially in the 3-4, it's just the way the scheme is set up. If you want to run to the outside and perimeter, then with our outside linebackers and safeties, we should be able to be 100% fine. But when you run up the middle, that's a whole different story. And so Eddie Jackson didn't play well either. I mean, and Prince, you know what? I give Prince his credit. I mean, he's just as limited as I've always thought, but he's effective and he fights and he tries to do his thing. But man, Eddie Jackson wasn't great either. As much as people want to, laud him, there was definitely times, and I don't know the calls, but from the technique I saw, the way that you had Prince playing and everything, I would definitely say that Eddie Jackson or HaHa Klindix, one of the safeties, messed up their assignment. Because the way on a couple times, one touchdown, one almost touchdown, the way that Prince was playing with outside technique, you could definitely tell he thought he had safety coverage. And Eddie wasn't covering anyone in particular, so it looked like he was just kind of gambling. And, whoever's fault it was a miscommunication. Not good execution by the secondary either. So on all levels, we were hit up on defense. And Sean Payton thoroughly outcoached Pagano, as well as Dennis Allen outcoached Nagy. So that's just what, that's kind of what it was. So like I said, D+, not a lot to say there. Special teams did well for the most part. Of course, Cadero having that, long return, but, too little, too late. There's not a whole much to say about this. I mean, it's the same stuff I've been talking about for a long time. And so, and the one thing I will say is that I talked about this 3-game stretch really saying a lot about our team, especially with the early games, the bye week and all that, the London game, trap games. It's like, okay, but let's see after a bye week, after we are able to collect our thoughts, let's see how we look. Trubisky came back, Bilal Nichols came back, Taylor Gabriel came back. I know we lost Akeem Hicks, but we were pretty much, set to show up and set the tone. And unfortunately, we kind of saw what it was. And so, you had a lot of people just excited over Nagy and Club Dub and all these things. It's good when it's going good. But now people are getting tested, and it's, time to see what we're made of. So the 3-game stretch is not over. Of course, I think definitely have a good chance against the Chargers and a fairly good chance against Philly on an away game. But it's gut check time. It is gut check time 100%. And we're going to see what changes are made. We're going to see what this team is made of. I don't know that there's a lot we can do this season. And, Jalen Ramsey was traded. I was talking about Von Miller a little, but really there's just speculation stuff. As far as like reality, like what really could just flip the switch, there's nothing that could flip the switch. You got Khalil Mack, one of the premier pass rushers. Eddie Jackson has turned into a premier ball hawk. Like, there's not a lot you can ask for besides Trubisky playing better, and that's just what it is. So Chase Daniel is not going to come in and win games. Everybody's talking about Tyler Bray. Tyler Bray is not going to come in and win games. I think it is what it is this season, and it's just gut check time. We got to see what we made of. So Yeah, that's it for me, man. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you thought about this week. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of thoughts. Everybody's mad. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Share it around. Thumbs up, subscribe. And remember, I will say this. Win, lose, or tie. Bears fan until I die. Stay up and bear down.